pleasure.
So why don't we start by taking a look at what we could call the triune evolutionary mechanism. It's something that is ancient. It's the symbol of this has been with human beings as long as human beings have been creating symbols. Some places would call this the caduceus model. If you're familiar, we're familiar with it in terms of the Western medical symbol. There's the staff, and then those two snakes, and then the wings and the ball. So what I'd like to do is talk about that and what the significance of that is, and what it means from an evolutionary perspective. And the beauty of it is that it also exists within our being, within our organism. And so we begin to see that we have this beautiful spiral dynamics model that we look at all the time. And we're always trying to learn how to apply this in a way that's practical. And my specific field is in natural medicine, so my question is, well, how do we apply this specifically to the human being? And beginning to look at this symbol, which is actually quite more than a symbol because it actually exists within us as a live, circulating force of energy that actually gives life to all kinds of things, including organ systems, whole energetic systems such as meridians, etc. And the beauty of it is that it's an expression and a teaching of the spiral dynamics model that existed thousands and thousands of years prior to that being discovered. And so what it offers us is it offers us a perspective of the same living system from a perspective that is not necessarily what's emerged in what we call spiral dynamics today. Okay? So let's take a look at this. We'll start with the central channel. This central channel is located in the center of our spine, in the center of our spinal cord. And different traditions give it different names. Some call it God, some call it maybe the prime directive, some call it the vital force. Whatever we call it, it's the thing that without it, there isn't life. Without this, there's no life. With this, there's life, there's animation. This is pure awareness. And there was a philosopher, I can never pronounce his first name, but his last name is Desjardins. And he said that evolution happens through the gentle persuasion by love. Evolution happens due to the gentle persuasion by love. And this current is pure love. It's not the love that we contact on earth in our relationships. There's a glimmer of it in that. But this is more of that divine love, that the thing that we see beaming out of a newborn child after about three months or so, when they start to engage with the world a little bit more. This is pure awareness. This is pure consciousness. This is at the heart of evolution. This is the prime motivating force that's causing everything to grow, everything to get sick, everything to get well. Because it doesn't seem to have a problem with us suffering. We have a problem with us suffering. But if we notice that all other creatures, they're just in the flow. Why? Because they don't have the same capacity for self-awareness that we do. The self-awareness that is offered to us by, from a spiral dynamics perspective, the yellow meme. From a chakra system perspective, the throat chakra. The ability for us to observe ourselves and say, hey, wait, there's a me looking at me. So because we have that innate ability to see ourselves, we then make judgments like, I stubbed my toe, it hurts, I don't like that it hurts, now my life stinks. and I'm going to go around thinking that my life stinks. This is what we have as a gift as a human being. But that same element of self-reflection not only allows us to experience and judge our suffering, but it also allows us to ask these huge questions, like, what am I doing here? What's my purpose here? What is the purpose of my lung cancer? And whenever we can ask a question, it means that inherently within that question, there's going to be some unraveling of the answer. And that is evolution. And so this force here, it is completely comfortable with putting us in places that are uncomfortable to us for the sole purpose of causing us to ask the hard questions. My life is no longer okay the way it is. I am no longer satisfied in my current living situation. I am no longer satisfied with my current state of health. So with that, what's underneath that is my desire for balance. This is completely neutral. It's a complete image of balance. And our desire is always to come towards this. So when I feel that I'm separate from this, then I begin to say, what am I going to do? And that causes me to go on a journey. And that journey is something that will include evolution. Whether I fall or whether I grow, it ends up leading to a growth process. So this central current gives birth to an expansive force, to a process of, you could say, construction, the process of leadership. It's an outward moving force. In Chinese medicine, you might refer to it as the yang principle, the active principle, the capacity to be a leader, the capacity to have a backbone and say, I will. This would be the domain of free will. This would be the domain of activity, of doing, of I want this, and so I'm going to go after this. We see now it's become very popular to create my own reality. This has become a more recent, it appears, cultural excitement. I can create my own reality. If I want more money, I'm going to think about more money, I'm going to go after it, and I'm going to make more money. This whole concept of free will and creating my own existence comes from this underlying dynamic that we could call this, I'll just use the word yang principle, this active principle that involves construction. This is the desire to grow. This is the, I want to evolve, I want to change, I'm going to go and step out of my house, step out of the places that feel safe, and step into a realm that feels new, because I want something that I don't have and I'm going to go after it.